Energylandia is a park packed with so many different rides and attractions. It's like someone's took the unlimited money mode in Roller Coaster Tycoon and put it in real life. It's absolutely mad. And today I'm going to be telling you how you can travel to Energylandia in my Energylandia travel guide. I'm going to be telling you the best place to stay, eat, and also how to get there on the cheap. So if you're going to find this video informative or you're going to like it, please do smack that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the ride, and without further ado, let's get into my Energylandia travel guide. So first, let's talk about when Energylandia is open so you can plan your trip around the opening dates. So Energylandia officially starts its season on the 1st of April, but within April itself it's only open within certain weekends, and the end of season for Energylandia is on the 29th of October, but again bear in mind that there are certain dates excluded within October itself. Now there is a winter event for Energylandia which starts in early November, but the dates for that haven't been announced yet. And if you are wanting to go for the winter event within November and December, there is a limited ride offering available, so you won't be able to get on everything like you would in the main season, etc. But just bear in mind that opening dates and opening times are subject to change, so definitely check the link below in the description before you book your trip, just to make sure that Energylandia is actually open. So let's talk then about buying tickets for Energylandia itself, and you're going to be wanting to buy your tickets through the official Energylandia website because this is the most reliable and cost-effective way of doing it, although there is another way to buy your tickets, but I'll be talking about that further along in the video. Now when you book an attraction here in the UK, usually on the website it will ask which date you want to attend. That's not the case with Energylandia. It will have a time frame in which the tickets you are purchasing are valid for. Now this is very important. When you purchase your tickets, make sure the tickets are valid for the time that you are visiting Energylandia, because some tickets are only valid for specific events, etc. Now when you purchase your tickets, you're going to be wanting to purchase your tickets with a Monzo account. Now I know this is going to sound like it's sponsored, but it's really not. I have a Monzo account and I found it to have the best conversion rate out of all the banks that I've been with, and this makes booking tickets really cheap in regards to Energylandia because you're booking them effectively through Polish zloty. Now, when you book the tickets on the website, it's going to give you two options. Do you want to purchase them with British pounds or zloty? You need to select zloty if you are using a Monzo account because you're going to get that amazing conversion rate. If you purchase the tickets with British pounds, you're going to get a predetermined conversion rate that won't be as good as the one you get with Monzo. So hey guys, Ryan in post. There's one important thing I forgot to mention about Monzo. You can download the app for free right now, and when you get your Monzo card through the post, you can transfer the money from a main bank account to Monzo to pay for your Energylandia tickets. Also, when you go over to Energylandia, you're going to be wanting to take your Monzo card with you, as you get the same great conversion rate with your Monzo card when paying abroad, and there is no abroad fees, so when you're over in Energylandia, pay for things with your Monzo card. Now in regards to ticket prices themselves, they're going to convert roughly to around £25–29 from Polish zloty. If you're going during the winter event, for instance, I got my tickets for 19, but again, just bear in mind that that has a limited ride offering. So that is around the price that you're looking at when you purchase your tickets for Energylandia. So let's talk then about travel. How are you going to get to Energylandia and how much is it going to cost you? Well, the first thing you want to do is load up a website called Skyscanner, and again, I will leave that down in the description below. Now, Skyscanner is a comparison website that compares multiple different websites for plane fares, and it gives you the best price when traveling to any country, really. And I found it to be really, really good, and it's where I book all of my plane tickets for multiple trips. Now, when you book your plane tickets, you're going to be wanting to travel from London Stansted, as this is the cheapest airport I've found to travel to Krakow. Now, Krakow is the airport that you want to travel to when you get to Poland, and if you have trouble spelling that, I'll put it on the screen and I'll also leave it down in the description as well for you. But yes, you're going to be wanting to travel from London Stansted to Krakow, but if you do find it cheaper in another airport here in the UK, then book that airport, etc. Now you can travel to other airports within Poland, but Krakow is only a 30-minute ride away from Zator, where Energylandia is located. Now let's talk about parking then, because I presume you're going to be wanting to drive to London Stansted, and you're not going to be wanting to pay the prices which London Stansted charge for their on-site parking. Instead, download an app called Just Park. This is an app that looks for car parking spaces near where you are, and I recommend doing this in advance to actually going to the airport itself, because you'll get the best price if you book in advance. Now, Just Park is really easy to use. All you have to do is select a date on which you want to arrive at the car park and a date which you want to leave the car park, and it will quote you prices nearby and it will show you wherever's cheapest. It's really good. I've used it before and it makes your life so much easier. So definitely get yourself on Just Park and choose a parking space that way instead of paying for extortionate car parking prices at the airport. Now, when you actually go to the airport, don't be surprised if the operator flying you to Poland is Buzz Airways. This is operated and owned by Ryanair, but this caught us off guard the first time that we were travelling to Poland, just because we weren't expecting to be travelling with a different airline than what we originally booked on. So definitely look out for that. So you've booked your parking, you've booked your plane tickets, and you're now on your way to Krakow Airport from London Stansted. But how do you get from Krakow Airport to Zator, where Energylandia is located? Well, the best and cheap way is by taxi. Now you can rent a car, etc., but I wouldn't really recommend that when the price of taxis in Poland are so low. Now when you go to Poland, you'll find out that the currency there is the Polish zloty, and it's really weak compared to the pound. So you'll find that things that are really expensive here in the UK are suddenly really cheap over there, and that includes taxis. So definitely look at the airport for taxis going to Zator, or download the Uber app. I mean, when me and Reese went in December, we downloaded the Uber app and we found some really good deals on taxis. So definitely look around when you get to Zator Airport, either look at taxi transfers to Zator beforehand, or again, just use the Uber app. Either way, it's going to be really cheap for you. So you're now in Zator, where Energylandia is located. Where is the best place to stay? Well, there are a few options in regards to accommodation for Energylandia. So there's not actually any on-site accommodation for Energylandia itself, but you have got things like the Western Camp. Now, I've never stayed here before, but this is a great resort if you're looking for a cheap place to stay, and also a place where you can buy your park tickets. Now, if you buy your park tickets through the Western Camp, you can get reduced rates, for instance, and you can also get things like free fast track. Now, this means not booking your tickets to Energylandia in advance, but if you don't mind doing that and you stay at the Western Camp, etc., you may be able to get your tickets at a reduced rate. Now, I do need to say a little bit of a warning here. Make sure that the Western Camp has tickets for you to purchase before you go there without booking any tickets, because yes, you can pay on the gate at Energylandia, but it's going to be cheaper for you if you book online, and even cheaper if you do manage to get your tickets through the Western Camp. But again, make sure that they have tickets available for you to purchase. Now, I recommend staying at a place called the Carp and Bed within Zator itself. Now, this is a small little Airbnb type accommodation that is self-check-in, self-check-out. So when you purchase your nights for the Carp and Bed online, you're going to receive some codes, and these codes you type in the doors when you go in. It's really efficient, and I really like it there. And to be honest with you, it's a lot cheaper than staying at somewhere like the Western Camp, and it's also really pain-free. But bear in mind that if you are going to stay at the Carp and Bed within Zator itself, it is a bit of a walk to the park and back, so you're going to be looking at a 15 to 20 minute walk depending on how fast you walk. But yeah, just stay at the Carp and Bed. It's really easy and I couldn't recommend it enough. Now, if you want to look at your own accommodation, I would recommend booking.com, as this will compare hotels in the area and give you the best price. I've used booking.com before and it's been a really good website for me, so definitely look on on there before you book somewhere like the Western Camp or even the Carpen Bed, because you may get something better. So say you've booked a 3-day trip to Energylandia and you want to do something else on the 3rd day. What else is there to do? Well, you've got a little theme park within Zator itself, which is a 10-minute walk away from Energylandia, called Zatorland. This is a half-a-day park, so what you could do is spend half a day in Energylandia and half a day in Zatorland. There's a roller coaster for you to get there as well. There's also another theme park which is 40 minutes away from Energylandia by taxi, and that's called Legendia. Now this has a couple of coasters, the most notable being a coaster called Let Coaster. You've probably heard of it before. That looks fantastic. Again, I've not been here myself, but I've heard people say that if you're going to Energylandia for 3 days, you want to do 2 days at Energylandia and a day at Legendia, and I would definitely recommend doing that if you were going to Poland. And all these places are fairly accessible, again, from Zator itself, so Zator is definitely a good place to be staying, even if you don't just want to do Energylandia. So here are a few of my tips if you do want to travel to Energylandia yourself. The first one being, if you are going to Energylandia, make sure you get there for opening, because there is a fantastic opening ceremony every day at Energylandia involving actors, dancers, and just a whole song and dance, and it looks really, really good. It really does, and it's something to be experienced if you do go to Energylandia. The other one is, I would only spend around 2 days at Energylandia. Yes, you have roller coasters coming out your ears, but you'll get through it all within 2 days if you go in an off-peak period and there's not many people there, etc. So definitely don't spend more time there than you have to. And tip number 3, if you are going to Energylandia, make sure to get to the back of the park first and ride Zator, the RMC hybrid coaster that I absolutely love. In fact, it's my favourite coaster anywhere in the world. It's amazing, and you need to get to it first, just because it's right at the back of the park, and that's going to attract less queues than something at the front of the park like Hyperion, for example. Now, if you are going to eat at Energylandia, there are 2 places that I would highly recommend. The first one being the chicken place opposite Zator. Now, this is a really good place, again, with the Polish zloty. It's really, really cheap. There's also a nice restaurant near the front of the park as well that I would highly recommend eating at. If you don't want to eat at the park, there is a McDonald's about a 2-minute walk away from the car park, and you'll see that as you come into Zator, as it's around the main roundabouts in Zator, etc. So you've got places to eat in Energylandia as well. Now, there is a bonus tip I want to throw in here if you are looking to go to Energylandia, and that is leave space in your hand luggage, because of the price of merch and just the fact that they've got so much merch at Energylandia, you're going to be wanting to purchase something, and again, you're going to want to leave room in your hand luggage for that. Believe me, I've been there. I cried when I couldn't buy everything, so again, just leave room in your hand luggage. So guys, this has been my travel guide for Energylandia. I really hoped it's helped some of you out. I mean, the reason I made this video alone was because Energylandia is an amazing theme park and I want so many people to experience it, and I thought I'd make a video explaining the best way to get there, etc. Or at least the way that I use, which is easier and cheaper. So again, if it's helped you out, please do smack that like button, consider subscribing, and also leave a comment down below. I also want to say another warning. This information is accurate as of January 2023. So if you are looking to travel to Energylandia on a different year, for instance, I would have either made an updated travel guide if anything has changed in this video, or I will leave something down in the comments, etc. But all of the links for all of the things I've talked about in this video can be found in the description box below. So if you want to visit any of the websites I've mentioned, again, that is definitely the place to be. So if you've got your own tips for Energylandia, or you've got your own travel tips, please again leave them in the comment section below. I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you smack that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the ride, and I've been Ryan from my coaster. Goodbye.